Hey guys, it's Mr. Miraie and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. In today's video, we are going to be going over my recommendations of romance manhwa in 2020. Now this list comprises of 13 romance manhwas that I've read this year and I think they are pretty good and that you guys should be reading too. Now these manhwas can be found online, though some of them do not have officially translated English versions, so do be wary of that when you do read them online. Now all that said, let's get straight into the list. Now number 13, we have La Dolce Vita di Adelaide. Was I reborn? In my previous life, I was a designer who had just graduated, but one day I had an accident. Adelaide, that's my new name. My new life feels very boring. But then I heard the news that there is a girl who can move between dimensions, so I decided to go to the capital to meet her. There's something waiting for me in the capital. So this manhwa is essentially about this girl who got reincarnated, but she's not the actual MC of the story because she just grows up being a somewhat of a lower level noble who then decides to move out to the capital because she hears about this girl who's able to travel dimensions. Girl, the saintess, reminds our MC Adelaide that she might come from her own world. So she goes off on this journey to meet this epic saintess or whatever, but as it soon turns out, the saintess is not what she is. She's actually an actress from her time, but she's pretending to be younger and make the duke fall in love with her. And the story sets off from there. I won't spoil it too much, but the story sets off from there, and it doesn't get spicy, but there are some little wholesome moments for you. But that's towards the later half of the manhwa. Now number 12, we have a capable maid. The useless maid Miraie has never been able to do anything correctly, but after caring for a dying prisoner, she becomes a person who she always wanted to be. This is the start of the capable maid Miraie. Now, a capable maid has some of the best art entirety of this entire list. Like, I think romance manhwas in general have some of the best art in all of manhwa, but this is pretty good. So you guys check this out. Now, at number 11, Lady Baby. Calliope has suffered through nature's law and had many accidents. Her family was murdered and an ongoing war ended her life, but she traveled back in time to when she was born. When Calliope slowly grows, will she be able to figure out who killed her family and stop them in time? So Lady Baby is again a sort of reborn back when they were a baby, except this time she literally was a baby when she was reborn. And the initial first 20 chapters are just her as a baby, which is honestly pretty adorable. And as it goes on, we see her trying to discover the crime that her family was put through in her last life, where her family just slowly dies off and she's the last person who ends up dying. And in this life, she's making sure that none of that ever happens again. And you can see her just be this badass little kid and show the love interests that build up over time. Now, number 10, we have This Girl's a Little Wild. After he was defeated, the Demon King used the last of his strength to trap the captain of the Holy Knights into the body of a weak girl. However, the captain was a girl to begin with. Tired of her former life and unable to return to her former body, she decides to live a luxurious life instead of the body of the noble daughter she's trapped in. However, her new family puts her in danger, so she tries to go to the church to prove her identity. In order to do so, she ultimately becomes engaged to the captain of the Special Task Force. Will she be able to prove her identity and still live an ordinary life? What will happen to her relationship with her fiancé? And is there something more to this new life she received? Again, this is a very nice manhwa with a very nice art. The story is somewhat okay. Not the biggest fan of it, but it is still pretty good. Now, at number 9, we have Who Made Me a Princess. The beautiful Anastasia was killed at the hands of her biological father, Claude de Alger Obelia, the cold-blooded emperor. It's just a silly bedtime story, until one woman wakes up to suddenly find that she's become the unfortunate princess. She needs a plan to survive her doomed fate, and time is running out. Will she go with plan A, live as quietly as possible without being noticed by the infamous emperor, or plan B, collect money to escape the palace? Will she be stuck with plan C, sweet-talking her way into her father's good graces? Now, my god, Who Made Me Princess is a manhwa that I can make a freaking video entirely about, but the art in this, like I said, Capable May was good, but this is another level. Like Anastasia, her eyes, they're extremely pretty. And the story is extremely interesting, has quite a big cult following, I believe. I mean, their Instagram account is dedicated to this one manhwa. Now up next, we have The Justice of a Villainous Woman. With her broken heart, Hua Yong falls headfirst into the river by accident, but wakes up as an infamous villainess, Satyana Atilise Kalon. Coming to terms with her new life as the sole daughter of House Kalon, Seityana is soon chosen as a candidate for the next empress. In the palace full of schemers and liars, she must become a cold-blooded villainess to win her royal seat by the crown prince, or her new family will face grave danger. Will being perfectly evil really be enough? Because even villains need love. Now up next we have Survive as the hero's wife. Canaria has been reincarnated as a villain of a popular cliché novel. According to the novel, she is destined to be executed by her husband. Determined to survive, her objective is simple: get a divorce. Will her plans be enough to save her life, or will unexpected circumstances arise to complicate matters even further? Now, this is one of those stories where, while yes, again, the plot is pretty good, because obviously this is made of manhwa with good plots, well, the MC in this manhwa is quite thick-headed. She doesn't really realize why certain things happen. Like, even though she's done action, she doesn't realize her actions have repercussions in good ways, not bad ways. But she doesn't seem to realize this at all, and it gets sort of frustrating. But thankfully, it ends up changing as the plot progresses, and like she starts accepting the things that happen to her in a much better light. Now, up next we have Dr. Elise. In the first life, she was a terrible queen who brought trouble to her country, and eventually her own king burned her at stake. In the second life, she became a talented surgeon, redeeming herself for her past saving people. But because of a plane crash, the talented surgeon Song Si-hyun returned to her former life. This time, she has to change everything and become a doctor. Now, up next, we have one of the most popular romance manhwas of this entire list, which is the reason why Liliana ended at the Duke's mansion. Poisoned to death by her own betrothed, Pyuna didn't wake up in a novel story just to be killed off again as an unfortunate extra. To change her story, she needs a cover. 6 months pretending to be the fake fiancé of the novel's male protagonist, Duke Noah White. Will this cold-hearted, angel-faced demon of a man really help her avoid another ill-fated ending? Now, this is probably my most favorite manhwa of this entire list. The story-wise, it's extremely fun. I've read this a couple times over and it just keeps getting better. There's some major plot twists that come up towards the end as to where it is currently right now at 121. So yeah, it gets very spicy at the end, and there's some really nice wholesome love scenes as well. Now, number 4, we have Duchess 50 tea recipes. When I opened my eyes, I had become the Duchess, but something isn't right. I went as far as becoming a character, but I'm the Duchess in name that gets mistreated by the maids and ignored by her husband. What a crappy life. Gosh, I don't know what to do anymore. I'll just quietly enjoy my tea with what I thought. Can you prepare tea for me again next time? Something's gone wrong with my cold husband. Now, in this manhwa, the MC is just sort of this, traditionally abused cliche of doesn't get attention from her husband and remains treated like crap. But one day, because she has knowledge from her previous life, she decides to start making tea in all the fancy way that she used to remember them. And in doing this, her husband slowly opens up to her because he just thinks that she's just doing this for fun. And as she's developing this passion and giving like the maids and everyone tea, she's able to build a connection with her staff and with her husband. And slowly, as it progresses, the romance also progresses as they progress this passion together. Now, number 3, we have Ebony. Be quiet, shut up, and live like the dead. Ebony Vionek is a convicted felon for the murder of her fiancé and father. While waiting for her execution in prison, she is suddenly released from her hell when she is informed that the Archduke of Schneider Castle is waiting for her. Expecting her life to become living hell, who awaits her instead is a house full of warm employees and servants. Ebony has no idea the Archduke will change her life. Now, this is one of those sadder ones that you read because it initially just doesn't tell you like how hard her life was. It just shows you as a disheveled girl who's been literally being checked whether or not she's clean and innocent. And when they take off her clothes, like she's covered in scars. And it is kind of heartbreaking the first couple of chapters because she's such a broken person that she's so scared of everything and will believe everyone will just like scheming behind her back. And it's kind of nice to see her break out of her shell as the chapters progress, and it's again wholesome. Now at number 2, we have Beatrice. Having previously been a slain in her youth, Chloe was revealed to be an illegitimate child of King Elpasa, raised to the level of a princess, and is renamed Beatrice. In order to secure a political marriage to a toady man, as the king was unwilling to marry his legitimate daughters to him. After 2 years of hellish marriage, the kingdom of Elpasa falls before the blade of the empire's Archduke, his greatest hero. In order to survive, her newest enslavement, Princess Beatrice, reassumes the guise of Chloe as a slave of the empire, but then she catches the eye of the very same hero. Now at number 1, we have Lucia. Lucia grew up not knowing she was a princess, but when her mother died, she entered the palace and had the chance to see her entire future in a dream. In her dream, when she reached 19 years old, she was auctioned off to a bidder who offered the highest dowry. Her life became miserable from then on. When she woke up from her dream, she was determined to reshape her future, realizing that she had plenty of time before the crucial turning point. Thus begins her journey to change her dark future. Now I have to say, this is the most explicit manhwa of all of them, so if you enjoy your spicy scene, this definitely does have a lot of spicy scenes. I mean, goddamn, majority of these are quite innocent, but this does not hold back at all, like not at all. And I think that's why I enjoyed this one the most and why it's top of the list. Now this list wasn't in any particular order, it just happened to be this way, and Lucia is also one of my favorites out of the list. It has some nice spicy manhwa. The art is quite different, and I think Lucia, the main character, stands out as a protagonist just from the aesthetic point of view. Now that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this sort of different video for me. This is again, I haven't made a romance manhwa video ever, so hope you guys did enjoy this romance manhwa video. If you did stay until the end of this video somehow, thank you so much for watching this entire video because it helps with my watch time and everything. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to smack the like button as it seriously helps the channel. Also be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to get notified videos just like this. I'm Mr. Miraie, and I will see you guys in the next video.